You're some machine. You don't just decide, I'm going to have 5 kids and 10 kids. By the time you get the first one, you realize, I don't want no more. When it comes to making decisions, you better have the knowledge, and you better make sure that God is a part of what you're doing. And so every day, we make these decisions. You're going to live with the consequences. A lot of people, they make their decision, total disregard for the outcome or the future. And the things they set in motion. I want to tell you something before we move on. You got to make those decisions that are important to you. God is not going to do it for you. Now, there's some things that God has done to the human. And so we know, for example, let me ask you, when you want to go to the bathroom, somebody got to tell you to do it?
No.
No. But you got to move now from that place where I have to be in control. It's a decision that I am making. It has to be based on my knowledge. And I got to think about the future, how it is going to affect me. Now, you can't just decide, well, I want to go to the bathroom, and then, oh Lord, I'm going to pray about this thing. Should I go to the bathroom, Lord? What should I do? God has placed something inside of you that tells you when I have to go to the restroom. Right or wrong?
Amen.
If your house is on fire, you don't just, well, I'm going to get on my sweet knees now, and I'm going to pray that the Lord going to out that fire. You try to see what's going to happen. You got to be really dumb and stupid. When you see smoke, when you feel heat, when you smell things burning, you hit door. People and Christians in general, they bring that attitude to God. Now, can I go a little deeper? Don't get upset with me. Do you know a lot of Christians today? That's the very attitude they display. They think that God is going to come down and fix their life, right? They think that God is going to come down and all the problems and all the missing pieces in the link, He's just going to do it like that. And you know what happened? While you're sitting on your rear waiting, year after year, you miss your season.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because when you should have done it, you're still waiting on God. And you're still on your knees and you're still hoping, you're still praying. I mean a student who decided, I am going to, when I turn 25, I'm going to decide what I'm going to be. Can you imagine that? But the thing is, you got to know that your decision going to determine your destiny.
Yes.
My destiny is where I go. My decision is how I reach here.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells me that where I'm going, it is so important on those decisions that I'm making.
Yes.
I'm not talking about if you want to eat McDonald's today. That's frivolous. I'm not talking about what you want to wear today. I'm not talking about where you're going to drive tomorrow. I'm talking about the important things in your life.
Yes.
You can decide. So you come to the Lord and you say, Lord, you know, I'd like to have my own home. So you decide that I'm gonna build a house. Is that what you do? You gotta get an architect. You gotta get a planner. You gotta get a building contractor. And then you're gonna tell these guys, this is what I want. And this is the land. And then they're gonna tell you if your budget can afford what you want. But you know, we operate the same way all the time in the presence of God. You just don't wake up in the morning and Lord, I wanna open a business, and you just go open shop where you pay some rent and you put some groceries. Oh no! It takes planning. You gotta weigh the pros and the cons. Amen. So if I fail, am I going to lose everything? Mm-hmm. I got a young friend, and you know, young people sometimes we take a lot of chances. So one day he took all his money, like 50 grand, and he said, you know, I'm going to try the stock market. And I said to him, did you research the stock? He said, look, my brother, he's a trader, and he's advising me, and so I think that I can take a chance. So guess what? I said, okay, why don't you just try $10,000 in stocks? So he bought the stock, $10,000, and guess what? 2 weeks later, the stock jumped. And he got excited. He got excited. Guess what? He took all the money that he worked for over 10 years in this country, and he dumped it in that stock. And 1 month later, the market tanked. And he lost everything. You know what happened next? His wife walked out on him. That's when he came and he knocked on my door. So I asked him, I said, did you consult with your wife? He said, well, you know, she don't know about these things. I said, so whose money it is? Both of us. I said, well, you answer it. Divorce. The decisions that you make, it's going to haunt you. And as Christians, we got to be wise. Are you hearing me this morning? Amen. We're talking about making decisions. Your decision to serve God was between you and God. We come to that just now. If you make poor choices in life, you're going to have to live with them. That's right. If you're going to marry a man just for his money, I know what's going to happen later. Thank God we have smart people in this church. But I'm talking to the parents, so when your daughter ready to get married, and that guy pull up with a Mercedes in front there, check him out. Do some background check. Especially if he's wearing his ears is pierced, he got some ear, he got those fancy hairstyle, and he got a lot of gold like Goldilocks. Check him out. I'm not impressed by those things. You don't decide that when it comes to something like your marriage, I'm just going to base my marriage on what I see. Because when you're ready to get out of it, it might be too late. Now, not so long ago, a lady called me and she said, Pastor, she was crying, and well, she's not from here, so you don't know her. She said, my husband hit me and burst my head. So what do you tell a woman like that as a pastor? Well, sister, you're gonna fast and pray. You're gonna get down on your knees, and you're gonna just do tongues and or the Holy Mary. You're gonna sit. You're gonna recite it. Let me tell you something. He said, if that man loved you and he respect you, he would have never done that. Yeah. I said, it's the first time. She said, no, it is something ongoing. I said, don't call my phone again unless you listen to me today. Ask him to leave the house. Unless he decided he's going to have therapy and he's going to go counseling, don't allow him back in your life. That's right. So guess what? She did for the first 2-3 days. I don't know why God made a woman like that. And then a month later, I didn't hear back anything. My phone rang again. And she's crying. She said, but you know, I should have listened to your pastor. I left him back in the house because he had nowhere to go. He took a hammer lash on her head again. This is real, I'm telling you. This is a real story. I said, so we are going to do